another episode of On Cue with JQ. Thank you for tuning in. As you already know, you can see this show along with my previous shows on my website at oncuewithjq.weebly.com. So for today's show, we have a hot local artist from Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself.
County, you already know, King of the State, Madison J, here with JQ.
All right. So you did something very unique to start off your music career. You integrated music and wrestling. So when did you exactly start getting really interested in music?
I got interested in music probably when I was 14, around high school time. Just started rapping with a couple of guys. Picked up that pen and paper, started jotting down rhymes, and next thing you know, a hobby turns into a possible career.
So you said the age of 14?
14.
So what were some of the artists that you were looking up to, music that you was, really trying to imitate?
Of course, Nas. That's my favorite rapper. Nas, Raekwon, Ghostface, of course, Hove, Big. Just the pedigree of greats. That's who the people I was inspired by in terms of coming up into the game and rapping and formulating my raps and flows.
Mm-hmm. So what makes those artists different from today's artists?
Well, of course, outside of the time frame, it's just really a difference in market and a difference in time. You know what I mean? In the 90s, money was fluctuating heavy. Now we're in a recession, so the money is a little different. You got the internet as opposed to back then. No internet, everything was via word of mouth or via mail. So there's a big change up in that aspect. So it's just two different eras, really.
Mm-hmm. Did any of these artists inspire you to pursue music, or was it just more of like from an outside source, like your parents, your brothers, sisters?
Just my peers. Shout outs to Headhunters, shout outs to H Gang. They're really the inspirations in terms of us coming together as a collective and brotherhood to be like, okay, we're going to form a group and we're going to pursue rapping. So I was inspired off of other rappers, but in terms of the drive to go do it, it was with my brother. So.
Okay. Does your brother rap, or is he pursuing music as well, or is he?
I got three brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But more or less it was in a H Gang. Headhunters, my group. They're pretty much my brothers as well, so I consider them my brother. Same thing, my brother Perk. That's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Different father, same love. You already know. But,
so I'm sorry to cut you off, but you mentioned H Gang.
Yes.
What does that stand for?
H Gang is an acronym for Humble Grand African Nubian Gods. And you already know the lineage of us being Nubians and kings and queens. I'll put that up on y'all later, but I basically wanted to have something that was a jewel to all people of all Nubians, all people of color. Just letting them know with that gang thing, we're Grand African Nubian Gods, and it's just basically a collective of us, mm-hmm. kings and queens and princes and princesses. So that's where the H Gang whole thing stems from.
Wow. So you really thought into this.
You got to put thought into like real stuff. If you don't put any thought into it, it's just basically something that's in the air. You have
mm-hmm.
to put meaning behind stuff, especially something that's going to be so great and held in high regards in history. 50 years from now, people are going to be talking about H Gang. So,
mm-hmm.
You got to put thought into stuff like that.
I hear you. So the wrestling, when did you start, taking interest in wrestling? As a young boy, or is it after?
Oh yeah, a young lad. Around when I was 6. Just 1990, I remember the year, probably really about 89, but 89, 90, just watching the wrestling on the syndicated TV, and it just started ever since. And I took like a little 3-year hiatus, so I'm like, okay, man, I'm too old for wrestling, but you can't shake something like wrestling like that. It just always stuck with me, so I still watch wrestling to this day, mm-hmm. faithfully.
Who are your favorite wrestlers, back in the day and now?
Back in the day, of course, Bret Hart. I mean, I think that dude is untouchable when it comes to wrestling. The Pink and Black Attack. Sting, he's a trendsetter in wrestling. This guy put on paint, different colors, looking flamboyant, but was athletic. A lot of charisma. Something about the guy. Of course, Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, everybody, foul mouth talking dude, the Texas Rattlesnake. So, I mean, what's not to like about Stone Cold? Of course, The Rock, he's somebody I feel is the closest wrestler to actual rapping. outside of John Cena in terms of bringing in characters with charisma, swag, wordplay, delivery. He kind of embodied an MC or a rapper, but as a wrestler though.
I remember as a child when I would sit and watch wrestling with my father, and I always thought it was just an act, like everything was fake. Do you feel the same way, or do you think it was just the real deal?
When I was younger, of course, you know, as a young child, you're gonna think darn near everything is real. But of course, I got older, realized this stuff is not real. You can't have grown men having problems with each other, and then they're just only tapping each other like, hold on, no one's died. What's going on? So, but I as I grew older, I started to appreciate that it's an art form. The same way with rap. You know, you got braggadocious raps, and you know, MCs and rappers talking about this, that, and the third. Not necessarily saying it's not fact, but they're basically putting on a lyrical display of visuals. So what do wrestlers do? They put on a physical display of visuals. So it's all stories.
So what motivated you to create a series of albums and mixtapes with music and wrestling?
Just to something to get out of the box and step away from what other people are doing, and basically to embody something that's not 100% me, but something that's me, an expression of myself. Wrestling, you know what I mean? It was an expression of myself because I love it. Rap, being that I'm very nice with this, I decided just to put those two, see what I could come up with, and therefore a series of projects released just off of that theme, Raps Like Wrestling.
What were some of your friends' reactions or your peers' reactions when you told them that you was going to take this and run with it?
Dope. Just an innovative. They thought it was innovative. Like, oh man, you know, I want to see how that's going to play out, because we already know how you are with the wrestling. We already know how you are with the bar. So to put that together, they were anticipating to see what I was going to be able to produce and to see if people were going to be receptive to the whole Raps Like Wrestling movement.
Do you think your creativity will influence other artists to, you know, take upon of mixing two different, you know, elements and putting them together?
Oh, no doubt. You know, I definitely feel I'm an innovator in terms of not just the scene, but just in general. A trendsetter, someone who just tries to follow their own lane, do their own thing, and you know, have people come to what I'm doing over there. So I feel like it'll definitely influence other artists to, maybe it might be a dude who rap jazz and rap. You know, jazz is like rap, or something like that. Just basically whatever you feel that you can put down and display lyrically, whatever the content is, you'll be able to do it. And to be honest, I just got that off of the people before me in terms who were making conceptual albums and stuff like that. So, you know, I can't say that I was the first person to do it.
Right.
I feel like I'm the best to do it with wrestling, but you know, I would never say I was the first though.
Okay. So talk about basement studios, where you go and get it in and get things done.
Oh yeah, it goes down very hard. Awesome. At the basement studios, shouts out to E. Shouts out to everybody actually at the basement studios. That's my home, away from home. We record good music. No, actually we record great music there. Shouts out to the whole HGS. That's basically our place of recording, where we'll be recording until we build our own studio. But we have a great rapport, great relationship with everybody, the whole staff over there at the Basement Studios, which is located New Bern Avenue, right across from Oasis Car Wash and Church's Chicken. It's right near the Savvy Shopper thrift shop. It's right next to it, in between the Savvy Shopper and LeCounts. Everybody in Raleigh, or really everybody in the 919 area, you know what I'm talking about. But shouts out again to the Basement Studios. They treat us well there. They treat us great. It's a great atmosphere to record at. I'm just happy that we were able to put down some great projects there.
How often are you in the studios, and how much time do you spend in the studio?
No set time in terms of when. It's just really, it's a consistent level, because we're definitely like recording a lot of music right now, ready to flood the streets. But usually when I'm in the studio, I try to make sure that I get stuff done, do something, not necessarily go in and just play around. I already know what I'm going to do or what we may do. We're going to knock it out, vibe out, and again, produce some great timeless music.
How long does it take for you to make a track or a song?
It really depends just on the writing process. It's basically It could take 20 minutes. It could take 2 days. It could take a month. It could take a year. It's just basically like the format of the song, the inspiration behind the song. If those lines don't connect, you're not really going to produce any material. So what I just try to do is just stay on my level, get my mind right, and then if inspiration sparks, I'll jot, or I might text something, might email myself some bars, just anything. Whenever inspiration sparks, I like to basically get it down and have it where I'm able to reuse it again.
So you write all your music by yourself? Do you have anyone to help you with that?
Nah, basically the only thing I would say is just courses and hooks. That's just something I'm trying to get stronger at, with courses and hooks. And of course, inspiration comes from my team. It comes from the cameraman. It comes from you. It could be anything. You might say something right now, I say, whoa, that's an idea for a hook. So, you know, I'm always getting inspiration. Even with I must put a disclaimer. I don't use people's lyrics, but inspiration, of course, comes from lyrics come from inspiration off of the environment of what's going on. So I try to keep everything myself when it comes to what I have going on writing wise and song wise, because you know that's what an artist does. You don't have someone shoot the jumper for you in the game. You shoot it unless you're injured or something like that. Then someone might have to fill your role. But other than that, I just try to keep everything central to me.
Okay. So let's talk about the Leakamania mixtape.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and let me know what's going on with that. And
well, Leakamania was a project that I released. Basically, it was a prelude, a precursor to Raps Like Wrestling 2, the album. And it was just basically an influx of tracks that had some freestyles, some original tracks that didn't make Raps Like Wrestling 2, and some leaks from, hence the name Leakamania, tracks from Raps Like Wrestling 2. So basically, those three elements, I just said, hey, let me put out a tape beforehand to get people anticipated, salivating over this project, and then, you know, just give the streets some free music.
okay, so you mentioned Raps Like Wrestling 2. So how is that different from Leakamania?
Leakamania was freestyles, some original content, some unoriginal content. But Raps Like Wrestling 2, everything was original beats, original lyrics, sequenced like an album. So it was basically more of a project, not a project, an album, as Leakamania was a mixtape.
Okay. So was there a reason why you decided to release Leakamania before Raps Like Wrestling 2?
Yeah, basically just to give, because at this time I hadn't released a project in maybe like 2.5 years. So basically just, here's a free tape. Just know I got an album coming out. Again, just really to flood the streets with the music. Just make sure that my name is ringing bells and that my name is in people's ears. So I just wanted to make sure I had some type of body of work. Let me go ahead and slide that off. Get ready for Raps Like Wrestling 2.
I enjoy doing the research on your promotion of your mixtapes and your albums.
Thank you.
One of my favorites was the Hulk Hogan spoof video.
Pure comedy at its finest.
So we're going to take a look at that.
You know something, brother? I've been talking to the county maniacs, brother. I've been telling them, say your prayers, brother. Eat your vitamins, brother. Wait for the CD, brother. But they said, county, we want that CD, brother. We want Raps Like Wrestling. Well, this is for all you county maniacs, brother. The CD's coming. We're working hard. We're saying our prayers. We're eating our vitamins. We're working out every day. We're trained. We're focused. Only question for the county maniacs, brother, is what you're gonna do when Madison County and Raps Like Wrestling 2 run wild over you. Oh yeah, brother.
All right, like I said, that was one of my favorite promotional videos that you did. So how did you come up with the concept and who helped you with that?
Well, first how we came up, we shout out to M.Hemot. He also filmed it, and actually shout out to T-Top. He provided some props. for the whole skit. So shouts out to the homie Top Visited Bear. But we basically, I came up with this thing of where I was gonna do some promo ads for Raps Like Wrestling 2, and I said, let me do like, I'm in rapper mode, but I'm in the character of wrestlers. Mm-hmm. So, you know, first with the Hulk Hogan and then Mankind, I wanted to be more in depth with it because he's more of a complex dude, complex character. So I had to tap into something basically that was just out of my element, because I don't act whatsoever.
Well, you did a good job at it, because I was going to ask you, did you take acting classes?
I didn't take any acting classes.
Okay.
I mean, middle school, of course, drama, you know, elective type activity, you know how that goes. But other than that, it was just all natural, just because, again, going back to wrestling, I follow wrestling so much that I kind of know these guys' character in a sense to portray it in real life. But we basically just collabed and came up with, hey man, we're going to do like a Mankind spoof. Basically, it's gonna be real dark, just something real dark, real mental. And it's funny because that, on another angle, that pushes to another song that I had, actually. So it's funny how everything comes full circle. But when I seen what M-Dot had put together visually with it, I was blown away just because it was crazy. It's not, if you saw what we were doing and then what was added to it, it's just phenomenal. It's almost movie material.
I thought I was watching the trailer.
Nice.
It was just that good. So
Appreciate that.
I was like, you know, this guy can really do it all. He raps, he's creative, and he can act. Like that was
you know, juggler of many talents.
So talk about the collaborations on, you know, Leakamania and Raps Like Wrestling too.
Man, it's really like it was a handful of collabs on Leakamania. I work with so many artists. I know shouts out to Snipe, I worked with him. Shouts out to Lava Izzo. Of course, the HES family, Perp Diddy, Kanika, I had them bless me with a couple vocals. It's kind of slipping my mind in terms with the Leakamania, Raps Like Wrestling 2, same cast of characters, the whole HES team. So Free, shouts out to So Free, the songstress, she was up there. I had a lot of heavy hitters actually in terms of songs with proper collabs, because like with collabs, I like collabing, but I want to collab where it's right. It's organic. It's nothing that's just made up. Hey, let's do a track together. Now let's vibe out, get our minds elevated, and then bang out some classic material. So that's how I like to do with the collabs.
So how do you narrow the collaborations down, like knowing who you want to work with?
Not even really a narrow list. It's just, I respect I respect what they do. I want to collab, or I think our styles can gel and mesh together. Let's do a track. So that's more or less how I try to keep it with collabs. Just collab with the right people.
You ever had anyone upset because you wouldn't do a track with them, or they want to do a track with you?
I've actually haven't. I mean, some opportunities where I've missed in terms of giving verses, but I don't think anybody. And if they do, they've never been vocal with it. So, but usually when somebody wants me on a track, or if I vice versa, usually try to make it happen. You get instances of where you get people who won't hit you back about a collab, or people that may not want to hop on a collab. But at the end of the day, it's a learning lesson. Everybody can't collab at the certain time, so just have to keep in the stride, move on, and just work with artists that are willing to collab with you.
So let's move forward and talk about this Trapped in the 90s.
Oh man. Oh man.
How did you come up with the album cover and the beat selections? Because my two favorite on the track is Making Me High and then Freak. So so talk about that right quick.
The cover, shouts out to Head Graphics. He provided the graphic artwork, and also shout out to Miss Shanita Dixon. She handled the photography. And we just wanted something that was real timeless, but in capturing, because it's real plush. The colors are real 90-esque. So it's we wanted something that just basically when you see it, oh man, that's something from the 90s. And the concept, again, going back to with the wrestling, just doing something that was not the norm. I'm pretty sure, again, there's been some CDs where cats maybe have had some 90 tracks, but a whole body of work over 90s beats. I can't say that it's been done. But I said, yo, this is how I need to come back off of the wrestling wave. Let me again step outside the box, but this time let me hit all elements. The old heads, our generation, and then the young heads. They'll see it and, you know, oh man, what kind of beat is that you're rhyming over? Or I've never heard it, you know, I've never heard you on this type of style beat before.
Right.
So it just basically providing different spectrums when I came with the Trapped in the 90s, just make sure to touch all bases. Yeah, and it's my best project to date thus far.
So choosing the beats for this album, like how?
Just real classic beats, because I mean, of course, the 90s, they were just filled from 90 all the way to 99. It was filled with nothing but heat. Like I could go any year and pick a beat that would just sound good for me to rhyme over. But each beat, I wanted to make sure that I complimented the beat. I had a mean verse or verses to complement the beat, and just make sure everything gelled well. So it was a lot of smooth beats that's on Trapped in the 90s. Making Me High Freaks, you know, those classic girl records, you know? And it's a jam session. It's like a jam session when you listen to Trapped in the 90s. So with the beats, I just wanted to make sure it was something that either sparked the ear, like, I remember this joint, or either something like, oh, I never heard this, like, okay, this is fresh right here, I like this, it's dope. So just to make sure that everything was on point.
Which track was your favorite and why?
The whole CD, all the way from 1 through 16. This is a classic body of work. Why? Because I'm touching on that era that, like, especially with hip hop, and R&B as well. It's an era that I don't think can or ever will be touched. You just have so many legends and so many classic albums and songs that came from this era, that the beat selection to the artwork to the flows, the collabs, everything just gelled. And I'm talking about, if this was an original body of work, The Source, holla at me. 5 mics, Double XL, holla at me. A Double XL, Rolling Stone, 4 stars.
He want everybody.
Everybody. It just would be, it's that type of project. You like, man, this guy Madison J is a fool. This guy just king of the state. Seriously.
Trapped in the 90s. Hey, listen, better get your peoples. We're far from equals. The green perk packing has got us with some eagles.
Are there any big time music companies seeking interest in you and your music?
I'm actually not at liberty to discuss that, just for disclosure reasons. But there has been some interest. Basically, my team is just looking for a situation where we're going to properly eat and whatever makes sense to us to eat. So again, I can't really go fully in depth, but there has been interest peaked since the release of Trapped in the 90s.
Okay, so since you can't tell me who's been taking interest in you, could you tell me who would you want to be signed with?
Honestly, I said anybody that just makes a situation. I know no 360 deals will ever be taking place over here. But just any label that has a situation that makes sense, or where we're both going to benefit mutually. Other than that, we can keep everything independent, grinding, getting our brand and building that up to where we're at right now.
What upcoming projects do you have in store, and what projects are you looking forward to?
Right now, got that Trapped in the 90s. November 25th, we're looking to drop Trapped in the 90s 2, which is basically doubling back. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, giving them a little something to feed, something to listen to once they got their belly full off grandma's Thanksgiving stuffing. We also got a little secret project. Perp Dakota presents 2 states. Shouts out to Kanique, shouts out to Perp Diddy, shouts out to the OHGS team. We got that bubbling right now. It's actually a little secret. Well, actually, I didn't mean to spill the beans. You already know Up is turning, but I also got another secret project, and that you'll probably expect that on 9/19, September 19th. I'm actually gonna keep that on the wraps, but just be on your Twitter feeds, your Facebook pages and walls. you'll see more details about that coming up in the next weeks.
You got too many secrets going on. You can't spill the beans a little bit more. You teasing us a little bit, man.
That's the whole thing, is to basically get the mouth watering. Where's the steak? Where's the steak? You know, so just basically get that. I'm about to supply, then there's going to be that demand.
Okay, I hear you. All right, how about performances? Are you scheduled to perform here in North Carolina, on the West Coast?
Actually, North Carolina coming up in August, as well as Atlanta, Georgia in August as well. We'll be picking up a couple spot dates. Myself, along with AGS, will be heading down, especially in Georgia. Really, right now, I just want to pick up that networking and continue to hit up South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, basically the whole Southeast region, and get that H brand and that Madison J County brand out there, basically for everybody to be aware of. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of selective spot dates. Again, check your Twitter feeds, your Facebooks, for more information on that. And we'll also be doing some just random pop-up appearances. Hey, I'm here, trapped in the 90s. Come get you some stickers. Basically have a whole bunch of merch for people to be picking up.
Do you like performing?
Oh man, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like really a release of anything like, oh, I'm stressed today, let me go perform. It's just really like, I just like showcasing my talent. And then when I have the team on stage with me, it's just basically like we're having fun, you know, doing what we already do. But I love performing though. It's just like, it's a rush. And a lot of people can't do it, so it's just I'm glad to be able to be one of the few that provides a good show.
Have you ever performed somewhere and didn't the way that the crowd reacted to it, like, did that throw you off? Or?
I'm not gonna lie, it was actually a couple times, maybe about 2 or 3. It seemed like I was rapping the Stones. No movement, maybe a movement from a guy in the back. Maybe a chick up front, you know, but there's been a couple instances, and I actually don't even fault the crowd. I just fault the culture for making people feel like they can't support good, talented people who are in front of them, busting their butt, trying to give them a show. But really, most of the time when I rock, A1, flawless. We try to make sure we provide people with a good show, something exciting, something exhilarating, something they'll look forward to the next show.
Okay. Will you be performing in Raleigh anytime soon?
As a matter of fact, I definitely will. You probably can catch me downtown Raleigh. I hope to be also doing a couple of spot dates at some venues around Raleigh, Mirage, things of that nature. So again, just keep on your phones, keep looking at
posted.
those. Hey, keep posted. Information will be coming to you very, very soon.
Okay, let's talk about the Psycho video.
Psycho.
Which was Psycho. Hot, very creative. How did you come up with the concept, and where did you guys shoot the video?
Again, shouts out to M.Him Hot, very talented guy behind that lens. The location, I can't even disclose that because it's very secretive.
There you go with the secrets.
Only just because I don't want anybody to try to, to steal the location. I want to keep it a secret.
Okay.
But just know it's right under your nose, though, in downtown Raleigh. I'll give you that. It's right under your nose. You just gotta look far and wide. But me and M.Dot basically collaborated. We came up with the concept, kind of stemming off of the Mankind in terms of that going crazy, that mental disturbed type of thing. We basically took it a step further. We shot the whole video, and then we released like 2 teaser videos off of that. And the teasers are really what kind of set the tone because it's kind of movie-esque, basically like a trailer. So with that whole cycle, I just wanted to make sure it fit the concept of the song. Because you got some people who shoot videos and it doesn't even go with anything that they even say in.
Yes, I hate that.
So I just wanted to make sure that it was something that visually matched what I was saying lyrically. So and it came out bananas.
What artists would you like to work with?
I'm willing to work. My wish list. It goes to the cats who I named that inspired me. Those are the artists that I wish or would like to collab with. But in a more short brief, anybody willing to collab with me, whether it's a artist from the South, an artist from the West, artist from the Midwest, artist from the East, artist from down the street. I'm just looking to collab with people who are willing to collab with me and make good, timeless music, because that's essentially what it's all about for me, is making that good, classic, timeless music. So anybody looking to collab, you can contact me, themadisonj@gmail.com. Please, serious inquiries only. must put that disclaimer.
Yeah, put that out there. You don't want no BS.
Please.
Send it to your email.
Please. Hard-working artists as well. A hard-working artist deserves to be, compensated for the hard work that he puts in. And that's just also a rule, industry rule 473.
All right. So outside of music, what do you do in your spare time?
Outside of that, well, I'm a father of two, so really just building and connecting with my kids. Part-time, also, sell shoes as well on the side.
Can you hook me up with some?
Oh, I can definitely get you right.
Okay.
I can definitely get you right.
All right.
So, discuss that off the cameras. But also, spare time, I just love to read. I read a lot of great books and write, because I'm always looking to write what's that next power verse going to be. And also, I just love getting my mind right and elevating to the next level. Up is turning at all times, so, I try to keep things, sane, so I elevate my mind.
Okay. Do you have any hidden talents besides acting and rapping, of course?
That acting thing was really hidden. Hidden talent would probably be voiceover. And that kind of stems a little bit from this little acting thing that I picked up, but just doing voiceovers, whether cartoon or for other characters. Also, special talents, also business owner. Online of promotional t-shirts, as you can see here, county. So, just try to keep things regulated. Nothing too much.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I probably have some other special talents, but I'm more or less camera off.
Oh, we won't discuss that right here and then, okay? Congratulations, I just heard that you was featured in the Session magazine, so
Yes.
Tell us a little about that.
Shouts out to the Session magazine, and a Raleigh-Durham based magazine. Basically, they're semi-nationally syndicated. You also will be able to pick up their new, July and August issue at your Wilco Hess gas stations, as well as select Walgreens stores as well. So you definitely want to make sure you get that. Check your boy out on page 26, if I'm not mistaken, 26 or 28. You can catch Madison J, North Carolina Artist Spotlight. It's a major blessing. So again, give a shout out to the Session. That was a nice look right there.
All right. Now, that is the end of the interview. And as you already know, at the end of every show, we do the STTY, which
Stay
is
true to
stay true to yourself. You got it. All right. So I have 4 questions.
Okay.
And as you already know, the first thing that comes to mind, say it.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
It's like freestyling. Just
Oh,
flow with it.
Okay. Okay. Where the beat? Let's go.
All right. If you could be a professional wrestler, what would your name be and what would be your signature pose or move?
My name would be County, ! My signature pose.
You gotta stand up and do it.
The signature pose you already know. You already know. County. Up is turning. Now that would be one of my slogans right there, you know.
How about a move? Like if you have the rock hat. What's
The rock bottom.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. The Russian sickle.
Okay, what's that?
No, matter of fact, we're gonna call it the county sickle. The county sickle.
All right, next question. What female celebrity could you see yourself with in a relationship? Like if you could be with any female celebrity, who would you want it to be?
The first one that pops in my mind, goodness gracious.
Besides me, of course.
Of course you. The number 1 prospect, draft pick, selection. Madison J selects JQ. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. Megan Good really popped in my mind first. Just she's like the number 1, but actually probably like Sade.
Ooh.
Yeah, Sade. I mean, of course, cougar status, but her intellect and her convo. She's just a beautiful woman. So But yeah, she actually probably old enough to be,
Your mom.
my mother. But
Yeah.
nothing's wrong with that. We're both adults, But yeah.
All right. What 3 things turned you off about a female?
The attitude. Their attitude. Let me see. Their breath. Breath is I can't have a conversation if someone's breath is below par. It's just we can't really do anything with that. And then probably is their mind frame. And I hope that would be able to distance away from attitude. But are you a woman that's moving as a child, or a woman that's moving as a woman?
What is one thing that you want everyone to know about Madison J?
Business oriented. Yes, that this young man is very business oriented. So pay us like you owe us for all the years that you owe us. But yeah, that Madison J is he's business minded. He's on his business. He's on his 1-2. I would like for people to know that in case you didn't already know.
All right, so that concludes our interview. But before we go, I want to give you the opportunity to make any shout outs. Tell people where they can find you on your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Well, you already know Madison J. You can locate me on Twitter at THE Madison MADISON JJAY. Again, that's at the Madison J. Make sure you follow me right now as soon as I finish this statement. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook. If you would like, please send me a friend request. I would love to. I reject nobody unless you're just a weird looking person, and even still, not even that, but just your profile looks a little weird. Hey, I might even still.
Wait, what makes a profile picture weird?
If it's basically there's not an actual person, and
Okay.
you know what I mean. You don't have a history of. I can't see who you are. Catfish is running rampant, so I don't. Not saying I could get catfish. I just don't want anybody. Might be some something extra with you. So, but hit me up on Facebook, Madison J, and also follow my music page, facebook.com/MadisonJMusic. SoundCloud, make sure you follow me, soundcloud.com/TheMadisonJ. YouTube, you can hit me up, youtube.com/TheMadisonJ. Also on Tumblr, rapslikewrestling.tumblr, that's TUMBLR.com. Definitely hit me up on the Tumblr. I keep it active, I keep it fresh, something that I'm quite sure everybody can enjoy. Basically all outlets. Google, please put in Madison J. The boy's got pages, he's got content. Look me up, man. Let's get in tune with the movement. I wanted to make sure you see the shirt, you see the county. You already know what time it is. So JQ, I wanted to do the honor, blessing you with this county shirt.
All right now.
Make sure you guys put in your order for your county shirts. They're sweeping the state, they're sweeping the city right now. County, this represents everything that we rep. Wake County is my county. What's your county? Basically saying that, stating that to you, the people. What is your county? So JQ, I hope I'm quite sure you can do something magnificent with this county shirt right here. Also, make sure you get your county shirts. Hit me up. Email themadisonj@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook. Get your own custom county shirt, your own custom shirt. However whatever color, I got you. Logo, whatever color you want, I got you. Hit me up, inbox for details.
Okay. Thank you. But thank you for the shirt. Go ahead and make some shout outs for myself. Shout out to my camera guy, Kyrie, behind the scenes.
Yes.
Shout out to my family. I love you. You can check me out on my website at onq@jq.weebly.com. Follow me on Twitter at jqonq and my Facebook, Miss Ambitious. Madison J, thank you for coming by. I wish you the best of luck.
County.
And I'll see you at the top. Remember, stay true to yourself. I'm out.